Good morning, students. Your today's topic is measures of dispersion from average. There are basically two measures of dispersion from average, that is mean deviation and standard deviation. Today we will start our mean deviation. What is mean deviation? It refers to all the deviating values of a series from measures of central tendency like mean, median and mode. Generally, it is not very comfortable to deviate from mode and not some good results are being seen, so we just focus on deviating from mean and median. So today we will study about two different things, that is mean deviation from mean and mean deviation from median. Now your mean deviation takes into account all the values of the series. A change in even one value will affect it. Means if any of the value of the data will be changed, the final answer will be affected, which was not in the case of your range in quartile deviation, because they were based on two values only. So that was the main demerit of your quartile deviation and your range, which has overcome through mean deviation. Now mean deviation from mean is greater than mean deviation from median. This we have to learn. This is very important from MCQ point of view. They can't be calculated for the open-end series. Your mean deviation cannot be calculated for which type of data? Open-end series. Mean deviation from median is more appropriate than mean deviation from mean. When you compare both of these, this one is more better. So you have to take into these small facts into your mind. You have to read, write carefully. Now these are some basic formulas. Mean deviation from mean. Mean deviation from mean is your sigma x minus x bar upon n, and mean deviation from median, that is your sigma x minus median upon n. This is your mode. In mode, if negative answer is coming, then it becomes in finally positive it becomes. So this is your coefficient of mean deviation from mean, mdx upon x bar, and coefficient of mean deviation from median, that is mean deviation from median upon median. These four basic formulas we will discuss today, and this is what we are discussing here now for individual series. We are two parts are there, A and B. A part I will discuss and B part will be your homework. So what we will do, beta? First of all, we will write calculation of mean deviation from mean. We will write this table, values of x we will write, and we will do sigma x. Clear? Now after that, steps also I have mentioned here. You can read them carefully. What is step 1? Calculate mean. What is mean? Mean is x bar is equal to sigma x upon n. What is sigma x? You have done total here, that is 50. So 50, and how many values are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values. So divide by 5. What will get? 10. You have got 10 as mean. Now you will find the deviated values, that is deviate all values of x and make another column, that is mod x minus x bar. So this is another column, x mod x minus x bar, that is deviation from mean. In each line I have shown you mod 5 minus 10, it will give negative 5. When it will come out of mode, it will give you 5. It is same process all over. Like this you have to do. It is, these are x values and this is your mean value. 5, 8, 11, 12 or 14, these are your x values. This 10 over all over, that is your mean value. You will subtract, you will get answer minus 5, minus 2, 1, 2, 4. These negative signs will be ignored. So final answers are 5, 2, 1, 2, 4. Here you have to do total of all these. That is 5 plus 2, 7, 7 plus 1, 8, 8 plus 2, 10, 10 plus 4, 14. This total you will do. Now in third step you will come, apply formula of mean deviation. I have already told in previous page to you that what is formula. It is nothing, it is sigma of x minus x bar upon n. What is sigma of x minus x bar? That is 14. What is n? N is 5. So 14 divided by 5, it will give you 2.8. I have told you so many times, you have to learn how to divide these, how to convert these fraction into decimals. Now here is the simple formula of your coefficient of mean deviation from mean. What it is? Mean deviation from mean upon x bar, that is your 2.8 upon 10. When you will divide it by 10 again, your point will shift to left side, so your answer will come 0.28. Be very good at your calculations. If anyone is having any problem in converting these values, you can ask me personally. I'll tell you personally also. Now beta, here is your calculation of mean deviation from median. These are values given to you. Same like, first of all you will find median. How to find median? Median is nothing, it is size of n plus 1 by 2 item. N is 5, so 5 plus 1 6 by 2 item. So third item will be your median. As per the table, third item is 11. How 11? See from here, first item, second item, third item. So your third item is 11, so your median is 11 now. Now what you have to do? You have to find step, deviate all values of x and make another column, that is x minus median. Both sides absolute bars are there. Now deviation from median, this you will do after calculating median. This process will be done after calculating median. Now x is 5, median is 11. 5 minus 11 minus 6 mode. When mode will remove, you will get 6. X is 8, median is 11. 8 minus 11 minus 3, mode will go, you will get 3. Same process you will repeat from this value, this and this one also. So you will finally get 6, 3, 0, 1 and 3. Now you will do total of this, 6 and 3, 9, 9, 1, 10, 10, 3, 13. Now what you have to do, you know, now you have to apply in the formula. Apply the formula median, mean deviation from median, that is sigma mod x minus median upon n, that is 13 upon 5. When you will divide it, you will get 2.6. And bacha same is also here, coefficient of mean deviation from median, that is mean deviation from median upon median. What is median value? 2.6. What was your median? Mean deviation from median is 2.6. What is your median? 11. You will divide it, means your point will remove, so you will get here 110. So finally what you have to divide? 26 divided by 110, that will give you answer 0.23. Hope all the four things are clear to you. Mean deviation from mean, coefficient of mean deviation from mean, mean deviation from median, and coefficient of mean deviation from median. In this beta, foremost thing is, first, if it is from mean, you have to calculate mean first, then you have to deviate and then find mean deviation from mean. If it is from median, first you have to calculate median and then you have to deviate and then find median. This is only individual series we have discussed today. After this you have to practice of discrete series and continuous series today from yourself, and tomorrow we will discuss it. We will do tomorrow it very fastly, because all of you know how to calculate mean and all of you know how to calculate median. So just give a practice to discrete series and continuous series for calculation of mean deviation from mean and mean deviation from median. Thank you and have a nice day. Good morning, students. As you all know that in yesterday class as well as in previous chapters, I have told you how to calculate mean, how to calculate median, how to calculate mode, and I have also told you how to calculate quartile 1 and quartile 3. that is lower quartile and upper quartile. Also, it has been told to you about the range for individual series, discrete series and continuous series. All of you are also well aware about coefficient of range also. And in previous class, means yesterday's class and video, I have discussed you about the formulas and application of mean deviation from mean as well as mean deviation from median. Along with these two, I have also told you about how to calculate coefficient of mean deviation from mean and how to calculate coefficient of mean deviation from median. In yesterday's discussion, it has been also told you that mean deviation from mean is always greater than mean deviation from median. So today in front of you, these are 4 questions. That first question is, calculate mean deviation about arithmetic mean and coefficient of mean deviation. As you all know that it is a discrete series, x values are given to you, frequency is given to you. So first of all, you all have to calculate mean value. Then you have to calculate mean deviation from mean. That is nothing else, that is sigma x minus x bar upon n. And then you have to calculate coefficient of mean deviation from mean. And that is your mean deviation from mean upon x bar. These all things you very well know how to calculate. So I hope you all will be able to this question. You have to solve this question yourself. This is the similar type of question, but in this discrete series is there, and in this you have to calculate about median. You have to calculate about median, and upper one was your mean. Now as it is of median, first of all you have to calculate median. Number 1, you all will calculate median. Then you will deviate values. Then you will deviate values, as also I have told you yesterday also. In this also you have to first mean, then you have to do the deviation of values, deviate values, and then you have to apply formula MD median is equal to sigma x minus median upon n. In the similar way, fourth one you have to calculate coefficient of mean deviation from median. The formula is very simple, mean deviation from median upon median. So this also we have discussed. So this also you can solve very easily. And hint is also written. This table you have to arrange carefully in ascending order first. And this one is your continuous series. In this I have given you how to calculate range, coefficient of range. You are very well aware about these also. Quartile deviation. For quartile deviation, what you will do? First of all, you have to find out Q1. Then you have to find out Q3. Then you have to find out quartile deviation, that is Q3 minus Q1 upon 2. Then is your coefficient of quartile deviation, that is coefficient of QD will be Q3 minus Q1 upon Q3 plus Q1. And then again it is your mean deviation from mean and its coefficient. How to do this process I have already told you. First calculate mean, then deviate values, then mean deviation from mean, then coefficient of mean you have to do. And similar is the case of median also. But I think that you all will be able to do these all 4 questions very perfectly. You will be doing, because You know all the formulas, you know how to apply all the formulas, already we have discussed. So in today's class, this only we will be doing. You have to just do these questions. Any problem, anything, I'll there to help you. You can call me anytime. This question is their flowchart of showing merits, demerits. This you all of you know very well how to do. Thank you and have a nice day. Good morning, students. As you all know that we have done our standard deviation by all the three series and all the four methods. Now today we will discuss about a short topic, that is variance, which is related to standard deviation only. For calculation of variance, you need to first of all calculate standard deviation, because variance is nothing but it is the square of standard deviation. Whatever will be the value of standard deviation, you have to just square and you will get your variance. For example, if your standard deviation answer is 2, then your variance will be standard deviation square, that will be 2 square, and that is your 4. That is your 4. Now let's discuss some basic points about this variance. That is, it is another measure based on standard deviation, and variance is the square of standard deviation. It was first used by R.A. Fisher in 1913. The formula for variance is mu square, that is standard deviation square. Or in other words, we can say that standard deviation or mu is equal to under root of variance when variance is given to you. Here is one more statement, very important one. Smaller the value of variance, lesser is the variable, or the greater the consistency, and the vice versa. Bache, in this it is saying that suppose you are having two series, and this is the variance of series A and this is the variance of series B. So you are seeing that in this variance of series A is 2.5. It means it is less variable than the series B. It is less variable than the series B. It means A has less variability and it will be considered most consistent. It will be considered most consistent. The next topic is coefficient of standard deviation. It was introduced by Carl Pearson, and it is also called standard coefficient of dispersion, and the formula for calculating coefficient for standard deviation is mu upon x bar. Means the same thing which you have already done using three methods for calculation of standard deviation for individual series, discrete series, continuous series, and the different methods like actual method, assumed mean method, direct method, and step deviation method. This is now next topic, coefficient of variation. It is also introduced by Carl Pearson. It is also called Carl Pearson's coefficient of variation. It indicates the relationship between the standard deviation and the arithmetic mean expressed in terms of percentage. Expressed in terms of percentage. It is most appropriate measure to compare two or more groups. Like we can compare two or more different series. And this is the percentage formula for the coefficient of variation. That is mu upon x bar into 100%. Let's look at a simple relationship, that is greater coefficient of variation means more variability, less stability, less uniformity, and less consistency. So whenever two or more series are being given to us, the one which is having less variability, that is considered to be best one, efficient one. For example, let's take an example. A batsman having the least value of coefficient of variation is taken as the most stable batsman. I hope it is clear to you. Now this is an exam question in front of you that you have to do in homework. This is your homework. The number of goals scored by the team in the football, and you have to tell which team is the more consistent team. Now next is your page number. This next page is there. You have to find out which batsman is more consistent. So beta, here it is given to you mean of batsman A, mean of batsman 2, standard deviation of batsman A, standard deviation of batsman 2. As per the formula, coefficient of variation, it is mu upon x bar into 100%. So what you will do, mu is 25.5. Your average mean is 46 into 100%. While calculation, you will remove the point, you will get 460. And when you will do final, you will get 2550 upon 46. After dividing, you will get 55.43%. Then next is your coefficient of variation for batsman B. Same. This is mu value, this is mean value. Then you will calculate, you will get 48.86. Now, what is the main thing to be seen over here? That is your coefficient of variation for batsman B. As you see, it is less. So the performance of batsman B will be considered more consistent. He will be considered better than batsman A. B will be better than A, as CV of B is less than CV of A. These are some questions for your homework which are based on the same formula above, and which all the formulas which we have discussed. This you have to do yourself. These all of them are your homework questions. In this you have to calculate the value of means, and in this you have to calculate the value of standard deviation. This is the numerical question. First you will do, hint is there, first you will change into exclusive series. And this one is your last, that is explain 5 properties of standard deviation. So today's discussion was very small. Thank you and have a nice day. Good morning, students. Hope you all are fine. But as you know that we have done lots of topics in this chapter 6, that is measures of dispersion. Today we will do the next topic, that is combined standard deviation. What is that? Combined standard deviation. You all know that. Look at this formula once. All of you know that we have done in chapter 5 combined mean of 2 groups and of 3 groups. But this 1 and 2 means combined mean of 2 groups, and this 1, 2 and 3 means combined mean of 3 groups. Now here it is n1 into x1 bar plus n2 into x2 bar upon n1 plus n2. n1 is number of observations in group 1, x1 bar is mean of first group, n2 is number of observation in second group, and x2 bar is your mean of second group. Same way here, if we will be having 3 groups, then we will use this formula. n1 into x1 bar plus n2 into x2 bar plus n3 into x3 bar upon n1 plus n2 plus n3. Now bacha, look here. This is the formula of your combined standard deviation. Combined standard deviation. In this you are having here n1. What is this n1? Number of observations in group 1. Mu1 standard deviation of group 1, and this is whole square. In the same way, n2 number of observation in second group. Mu2 standard deviation of second group, and this is whole square. Then you have n1 into d1 square plus n2 into d2 whole square. These are the values which are describing each value of this formula, and this is upon n1 plus n2. So this is your formula. Here is your mu1, and this is 2. This is combined standard deviation of two groups. Mu1 is standard deviation of first group. Mu2 is standard deviation of second group. D1 square is x1 bar minus combined mean of two groups. D2 square is x2 bar minus combined mean of two groups. X2 bar is mean of second group. X1 bar is mean of first group. In the same way beta, here it is x12 bar is, that is combined arithmetic mean of the two groups. X1 bar is your arithmetic mean of first group. X2 bar is your arithmetic mean of second group. N1 is number of observation in first group. N2 is number of observation in second group. Now this is the formula for standard deviation in combined form of three groups, group 1, group 2 and group 3. Also it is combined standard deviation of three groups. The formula is n1 into mu1 square plus n2 into mu2 square plus n3 into mu3 square, n1 into d1 square plus n2 into d2 square plus n3 into d3 whole square upon n1 plus n2 plus n3, and this is your under root symbol. Here is also, this is under root sign on the whole fraction. Here also under root sign on the whole fraction. The difference between this formula and this formula is this element, that is n3 into mu3 whole square and n3 into d3 whole square. But this mu is what? Your standard deviation. Mu1 is standard deviation first group, mu2 is standard deviation second group, mu3 is standard deviation of third group. Now bache, for calculating d1, d2, d3, d1 square, d2 square, d3 square, what you have to do, as it was here x1 and x2 combined mean, we will take now combined mean of x1, 2 and 3, that is combined mean of three groups, which is calculated using this formula, which already I have explained to you. So these will be your calculating formulas for d1 square, d2 square and d3 square. Now this is one for numerical question based on the formula which I have told you about calculation of combined standard deviation. In this bache, it is given here number means number of boys, number of girls. We can take it as group A, group B. Mean, it is mean of boys, mean of girls. Standard deviation of boys, standard deviation of girls. This pencil things I have written afterwards. In question you will get the things which are written in pen only. Then I have to use this pencil, that I will denote this is n1, this is n2, this is x1 bar, this is x2 bar, this is your mu1, this is your mu2. Means number of boys, number of girls, mean of boys, mean of girls, standard deviation of boys and standard deviation of girls. For calculating combined standard deviation, firstly we have to calculate combined mean. Firstly we have to calculate combined mean. The formula of combined mean is n1 into x1 bar plus n2 into x2 bar upon n1 plus n2. According to above table, we know that n1 is 30, n2 is 20, x1 is 20. What is this? x1 bar. Your x1 bar is 20, that is mean of boys. Then it is your x2 bar, that is mean of girls. Here it is combined mean formula, that is values which you have got, that are 30 into 20, 20 into 30 upon 30 plus 20. But first of all you have to do multiplication of this and this, then they will be added. This symbol will be done afterwards. So 30 into 20 will give you 600, 20 into 30 will give you 600 upon 30 plus 20, that is 50. You will get 1200 upon 50, that is 24. This value we have written from here n1, n2 we have written from here n2, x1 bar we have written from here, and x2 bar we have written from here. Now in this formula of combined standard deviation we will put all values. Again we will write n1 is 30, n2 is 20, x1 bar is 20, x2 bar is 30, mu1 is 4 and mu2 is 5. We will calculate d1. That d1 is mean of first group, that is mean of boys into minus mean of boys minus from combined mean of boys and girls, that we have already calculated here, that is 24. So 20 minus 24 gives you minus 4. Then we will calculate d2, that is mean of girls minus combined mean of boys and girls. This is your x2, this is your x2 bar. What is this? x2 bar, that is mean of girls, and this is your x12 bar, that is your combined mean of boys and girls. So it is 30 minus 24, that will give you 6. Then you will put these values in the formula, 30 into 4 square, 20 into 5 square, plus 30 into minus 4 square, plus 20 into 6 square. 4 square is 16. What is this value? It is not visible to you. So this is 30 into 16. This is 30 into 16. So here it is 20 into 25, 30 into 16, 20 into 36. How this has come? 16 is 4 square is 16, 5 square is 25, minus 4 square is 16, 6 square is your 36. Then you will multiply this. 16 into 30 will give you 480, 25 into 20 will give you 500, 16 into 30 will give you 480, and 36 into 20 will give you 720. Then these all will be added. You will get 2180 upon 30 plus 20, that is 50 under root. When you will divide, you will get under root 43.6 and final answer will be 6.6. Now bacha, on the same formula you have to calculate this question. These all are your homework questions. You will be easily able to these all. This is based on question number 33 and these are your theoretical questions. Hope you have understood today's video. Thank you and have a nice day.